that existed in the 90s but don't exist anymore. Flight, I think we can do a good 6 rounds. And we can do a good 6 round because it's a lot. Me and Flight was talking about this. It's a lot that we can go down because there's a lot of things that a lot of us grew up in the 90s. There's probably some 2000 people in here, and that's okay. We'll have y'all list one day too. But this is something that we all probably remember. It's gonna take you down memory lane. It's gonna be a great conversation. Remember, save some of the things that y'all are thinking to the end. We want to hear what y'all gotta say, but we don't want y'all to give us any clues, to give us any more ideas of what to say. We already have our list written down, and we're gonna go off of our list. We have our prospects. You got your prospects, Flight?
Yeah.
You got your prospects. I got my prospects. Flight. I love it when you go first.
All right, I guess.
I forgot I made all these things. I be doing it, then I be forgetting. Here we go.
All right, let me pull up this little notepad first so we can have we know who doing what.
Remember, guys, at the end, we need to know who won the draft. Like today's draft is really not about wins. Like even though we won it, we still wouldn't know. But today's draft is not about wins or losses. It's about
just
going down memory lane and
reminiscing.
conversation.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. I got some stuff that's gonna make y'all really gonna take y'all down memory lane. So I got my list. Flight getting the notepad ready so that he can take down our notes. I just opened my phone again and seen the dead dude sitting on the back of the. Oh, they sent. Oh my god! I'm gonna send you all these Flight. I'm gonna send you all these when we get off.
All right, number one,
Okay.
funerals being the way they just the regular way. No, that's not it.
Just lay them down. Just lay them down.
Just lay them down.
I'm sorry, go
lay
ahead.
them down.
All right, Flight. First round pick.
First round pick.
Overall pick of the draft. Things that existed in the 90s, but they no longer exist. What do you have?
I'm going right off the bat. What got us all hooked to the internet? I'm going with AIM, man. AOL Instant Messenger, bro. The original IM. The original instant messaging. The original iMessage. That was good time. Reminiscing, you gotta wait for the dial up, you hear the dial. That whole thing, just nostalgia, bro. Shout out to AOL.
So you're saying AOL as a whole?
As a whole. Like,
okay,
yeah.
I split it up in my list. I had
You split it
AOL
up?
dial up and I had AOL instant messages.
Okay. I mean,
but I like it. No, I like it. That's how I was. That's how I.
Okay,
it's like
you would
Travis
split
Tunnel.
it
I know
up.
they can play both
Okay.
ways. You
No,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, but go ahead.
Everything about AOL. That's me. That's what I had. So yeah, AOL is my number one pick.
I liked AOL. I had AOL valued a little lower down my list, but I do like AOL though. AOL, like you said, that whole like that was classic. And these kids today don't know how long it took just to get on the internet.
Mm-hmm. They don't.
All right, Flight. I'm gonna come out the gate swinging in.
Facts. I believe it because I'm really intrigued with your list for sure.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get the obvious ones out the way then.
Okay.
Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm. That's on my list for sure.
I'm sure it's a Blockbuster is one of them things where you didn't know how good it was until it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love Netflix and Peacock and HBO Max and Hulu and all that stuff. But there was something about going into a Blockbuster. And you would have to look, all of them was lined up on the wall. Then they started selling games. So you're going to go rent you a game. You had about a week to beat it. I remember I had a week to beat Tomb Raider. I was just cooking on that game because I had to bring it back in a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Then you would get you some candy on the way out, and then you had to bring it back. Remember, you had the little drop thing outside on the wall, so you had to go in there and drop the man. Blockbuster was a one of a kind, man. Brought families together. A family trip to Blockbuster,
man,
was something that you just won't ever have again
at all.
The market is so saturated with movies and TV shows that everybody just ain't watching the same thing.
True. Very true. Very true.
That's my first round pick.
That's a great pick. A lot of memories.
Yeah.
It's usually every Friday they go rent a movie. I'll be asking my mama, can I rent a game? And then, if I especially don't let me have good grades on the report card, I might get two games rented. But I better have made sure that they was back on time, because I did get whooped a couple times for having them late fees.
You got whoopings?
Yeah.
For it being late.
I got popped a couple times for it being late.
Dang it.
I also kept one from I kept one. Like, I remember seeing it when I was like a junior. It was in the Hollywood Video case.
I worked at Hollywood Video.
Word?
I worked at Hollywood Video and Game Crazy. I worked at Game Crazy.
Okay. Wow.
So, yeah, I worked at Game Crazy.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. So Blockbuster. That's a great one. That's a great one.
Okay.
So
Round two.
My second pick. This is where I developed my fascination with kicks.
Okay.
And that's the East Bay magazines. I don't know. For me, getting East Bay magazines and looking through and seeing the Jays that was in there, seeing the Grant Hills that was in there, seeing the Pennies that was in there, the J Kids, like, man, like, East Bay was that's where you got, like, your school hoop shoes. The team got their hoop shoes from there. Like, everybody got their hoops from East Bay. My uncle used the cleats. Like, everything sports related, you was getting from there. And then also, if you wanted some J's or whatnot, you was getting it from East Bay, man. So I got East Bay. That's my second pick.
I liked East Bay. I liked looking at the magazine because we couldn't afford nothing in the magazine. So I would circle everything that I wanted, but knew I wasn't getting.
That's all I did. That's all I did was circle shoes and just put it to the side for the Christmas list, just to not get them.
So we on the same page on that.
Yeah.
All right. My second pick, I was gonna go somewhere, but I like East Bay, so I'm gonna pull one out that. This is the one I was telling you about in pre-show that we talked about at work. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. My second pick. I think this is good value at this pick right now. My second overall pick is something that we remember as young kids, but don't probably recall too much now, because everybody went the opposite way, and that's the DARE program. Yep, the DARE program is one of them things that no one has listened to nowadays.
At all, bro.
We gotta be the biggest generation of crackheads I've ever seen in my life, and it probably was because of this DARE program.
Man, that's a good one.
You had the line that was That's how he was on the shirt. He's like, I'm watching you. That's what.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I'm gonna go with the DARE program. That was something that really, like, there's no way you was a '90s kid and did not know what the DARE program was. I'm not even sure if the DARE program was nationwide or was it just a Texas thing.
No, I'm sure it was. I think it was nationwide. I think Kate knew about DARE. I think Kate knew about DARE.
Kate, if you still in the chat, did you know, chat, who in here knew about the DARE program? It was legendary. Everybody had DARE shirts. And so I know I'm kind of cheating a little bit because I think DARE still exists today, y'all. I think they changed it to Keeping It Real now. From the research, I didn't do any intensive research.
That's for real.
Yeah, I didn't do any intensive research, but I think like the little headline said that they switched to Keeping It Real. So yes, my second pick is everybody. The DARE program touched everybody, and I don't mean in a creepy way. So they had it in Cali. Okay, so that makes my point even bigger. Should have been a first round pick. This is great value.
Could have been. That is a great value pick. That's wow. You want to know something funny?
Okay.
In second grade, such a peon. Second grade, I was the DARE student of the year.
Well, I want them teachers to see you now.
See me now.
Most likely to succeed, huh?
Yeah, most likely to succeed, man.
I mean, you're an outstanding young man. So I
But
mean,
yeah, just
well, boy,
they probably would have. They probably would have changed the award. They would have gave it to somebody else.
they did
Uh,
fail, but it was still a part of our childhood. So, and so I like that pick. All right, like we're in
uh,
round 3. What you got?
Reed and let's go. I'm gonna go toward. I'm gonna go music lane, man.
Okay.
Shout out LimeWire, man. LimeWire one time. LimeWire one time, man. That's we all did it. We all did it. That's how we had the cold ass CDs. You know what I'm saying? Which, just threw a oop for another one right there. But LimeWire, what's understood doesn't even need to be explained at this point, man. Low key, LimeWire is Spotify. Look at the logo. Just think about it.
What I will say though, I will say this about LimeWire, and I want folks to see this specifically. There is something I want people to see. If for those who remember LimeWire, do you remember this?
My fellow Americans, I would once again like to say that I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I did, however, go to iFreeClub for hundreds of free products: computers, notebooks and accessories, televisions, home and portable audio and video, fashion and...
So, all my LimeWire people, do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
See, LimeWire was so special to me, and I love that pick. That's great value in the 3rd round. That's insane. That I love that pick because the one thing about me and my cousin Ralph will always get on me about this. Our CDs, my CDs were always didn't make any sense because it was a gospel and trap music and on the same CD.
Same CD.
It was gospel and trap music on the same CD. And he said, I remember, bro, you used to have to make your CD. Now I will write on my CD, Petrie Jams, Volume 1.
Yep.
And I would have like, it's getting hot in here.
Uh-huh.
And then I would have like, Stomp. What you gonna do now? Stomp.
Hey.
Stomp. My parents now Stomp. Like my CD, it would be Yolanda Adams, The Battle Is Not Yours. Mm-hmm. Then it'd be Ted. I had my CDs. You had everything.
You was all over the place.
Whatever you was feeling. I wish I could build a CD like that back in the day. I love LimeWire. That's a heck of a pick, bro.
Yeah, LimeWire.
That's a heck of a pick.
Shout out LimeWire, man.
Shout out LimeWire for sure. My 3rd round pick. I saw this one randomly on Facebook right before the show started.
Oh,
insane! Okay. God said, "Here, use this against Flight later because you keep losing." My 3rd pick. I'm about to bring people down memory lane with this one. I have a lot of options, but I'm gonna use this one. This might not. This is gonna be a steal in the draft. My number 3, my 3rd round pick is paddling kids in school.
Wow.
I don't know how it popped up on my Facebook. It was like somebody was like, "Y'all remember this?" It was like a video of somebody getting padded, and I was like, "Oh!" I said, "I gotta write it down immediately. I cannot forget this." Paddling kids in school. Like you didn't have to get. It's either you can get suspended, or you can go get this paddle. You can get 3 hits to the butt.
Wow.
Would never fly in today's schooling. Would never fly. People are for sure going to school. I can't even believe that they used to let an assistant principal beat on you.
So abuse, huh?
With a paddle.
I had when I was in I went to Catholic school 1st through 5th grade, and in my second grade, I had a nun as my teacher, and she took a ruler, like one of those metric sticks or meter sticks, whatever they're called, and smashed that mug on my desk, and it snapped in front of me, almost smacked me in my face. One of the craziest things ever. It was,
Yeah, I bet you ain't active with her class no
man,
more.
I didn't even do anything. It was the person next to me, and I got blamed. That's the crazy thing. Remember, second grade, I was their student of the year. I was a good kid.
Yeah, you're right.
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Nah, it was crazy, bro.
Yeah, the paddling, like, and Raymond, I agree with you. Some of these kids definitely do need it, but paddling kids,
That's crazy.
I just cannot believe that was a thing in the 90s. And I remember I got in trouble one day, and I can't remember what grade I was in, maybe 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, I can't remember. But the teacher was like, the principal was like, well, you can get the paddle treatment, or you can go to EC. I forgot what EC stood for, but it's where you sit in the room all day, and just do nothing, but you got like the 2 walls. It's like in school prison. And I was like, EC it or give. I did not elect to get paddled. Looking back on it, I should have got paddled, just get it over with. But I didn't want to start crying.
Yeah, that's
I took EC over crying.
facts. Facts.
I did because I was a wimp. I was not no tough kid. But yeah, so that's my third pick. I'm going with paddling kids.
Wow.
Round 4.
Round 4, man. Where can I go with this one? You know, I'm just gonna. It's not really like the best pick. I'm stick with it because, like, it's for the nostalgia vibes. I'm gonna stick with it. When I got all of my music from LimeWire, I had to have it in the CD player, the Walkman type of vibe. I had to have the Walkman. And I didn't really have the Sony Walkman because it was too expensive. I always had the knockoff, something that I could pick up at Walgreens for about $9.99 that my mama got me. And it lasted a very long time, but I always had to make sure I had that CD player when I was going to a game. That's just the Walkman CD player was very nostalgic for me. And in my hoop journey, the Walkman was legendary. Had to make sure like you didn't hit the CD player hard because the record might skip. You know what I'm saying? Good times, man. Good times.
The Walkman CD play, the CD. I didn't know much about the Walkman. That's a little bit before our time, but the CD player was definitely legendary. And I'll never forget. I think I might have told this story on the podcast, but for those who just we're that was probably 100 episodes ago. My mom took me to go get a CD. You know, I was doing good in school, and my mom took me to go get a CD, so I went to go get Ludacris. Word of mouth. I went to go get Ludacris. Word of mouth. I said, "Mom, I want Ludacris." Great album. I got in the car and I put the CD player on. I popped my CD. I'm lit. Like, see me, you have to, and put the CD, you remember, I'm taking down memory lane right now. Put the CD player in there. I had it on full blast. Track 1. I think it's called Coming to America. And the first thing it says is, the royal penis is clean, your highness. Thank you, King. Welcome to our man, motherfucker. My mama said, "What is boy? Take it off your head." Took me back to the music store to where I had to get freaking brandy. Have you ever somebody so much it makes you cry? Great album. Great album. I didn't even get to act the fool. I didn't even get a chance to listen to Act the Fool, because as soon as my mama heard the royal penis is clean, your highness.
Dog.
And that first song was bump.
Coming to America is one of my favorite Ludacris songs too.
That mother
was cold, bro.
That's my favorite CD player story. Shout out to the CD player,
man.
Round 4 for me, man. This gives me real nostalgia vibes with my dad personally. Riding in the car with him and going with him to do air conditions and stuff. He used to always take us to work with them. And before GPS, we had Key Map. Now, Key Map, now a lot of people might not know what a Key Map is. But a Key Map, I think they still sell them actually. But a Key Map was an orange book that you could get in the stores. And it was basically a map of like the city of Houston. on different pages. So you would have to, all right, my dad was like, all right, we got to go to 1452 Worst Street. I would have to go to W, find Worst,
Mhm.
and then go to that page. Then I would have to find where we're currently at. It's insane. If it's a zombie apocalypse comes, I'm the GPS guy because I know how to read a map. Like I'm Dora the freaking Explorer. Which way should we go? Should we go this way or should we go that way? That's me. I got it. The key map was a lot. So I'm definitely that for me personally, that's a personal pick. Because there's just so many memories with the key
That's
map.
a great one for sure. That's a great one. I remember key maps for sure.
Round 5.
Round 5. Wasted a lot of time with this.
Okay.
Especially when I was able to have a phone. The game Snake wasted a lot of time. It made a lot of boring times go by. It also got me in trouble a lot of times because I would take my mama's phone, play a game, and she wouldn't play Snake, and she wouldn't have any battery, and I would get in trouble a lot. Same thing with my grandmother. Same thing with my aunt. I would just rotate phones. Who phone getting low? Switch. Can I have that one? Snake was one of it. Started gaming right there. Snake. That was just.
Yeah, I remember I used to juke on Snake when I
fire.
juke yourself because you didn't want to hit your body. You would dip in and dip out. Yeah, Snake. I like Snake. That's a good one, Flight. That's a really good one. I like that on your list. Only available on the Nokia phones. Now, if you try to play Snake, it's all 3D and stuff.
It's too much. It's way too much. Doing too much.
For me, my fourth pick, Flight.
Fifth pick.
Sorry. For the fifth pick, I am going with.
Shut up, Queen.
Got games on your phone. For my fifth pick.
Oh man.
I'm gonna go with something that I wanted. And I never got, but I thought it was so cool. I think that might have been the early 2000s. So I'm gonna go back a little further. Beepers. My fifth pick would be beepers. Now, I was too young to have one, but I just think about, man, if I was this age in the 90s and had a beeper, oh my God, how inconvenient would that be? Let me see. Who calling me?
Who calling my phone? Who calling that shit?
You anybody got a phone?
Beeper is legendary.
This gonna probably be what this needs to be included in the draft of things that were just unnecessary.
Man.
Like, what was the point of a beeper?
That's what I don't, man.
A beeper was just there to just frustrate you.
It was just an extra number that I had to memorize.
Yeah, like what did you? It was what was it? What did you say? Hey, page me or was it or beat me? What was it? Is it page or?
I've heard people say both.
What was the lingo?
I heard people say both. Or hit me on my pager.
You know, like on this, it's like, hey,
hit me on the
phone,
pager.
bro.
Hit me on the pager. Look, I'll hit you.
Oh, so you say hit me on the pager?
I got. I'm glad you brought that up because that was on the list, but I have another one too.
Which is probably go ahead. Right.
This is my sixth pick.
Six. Yeah. Last round.
My sixth pick. So a beeper, but two-way pager. This one started texting.
That's where I was gonna go, but that's why I thought two-way was 2000.
Two-way.
So that's why
two-way. I think it could have been. I could have sworn. I could have sworn like my grandpa had one. Like probably close. It was like 98, 99 when he had it for sure. But two-way pages. This one started texting.
The original
text machine. Where Sidekick got the idea and where texting became big. Yeah, two-way pager was it. Two-way pager was fire to me.
That was the one device I wanted more than anything. I remember somebody had an old one. I still just kept it. I just was just using it, not texting nobody.
Man.
Oh, here she go. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me, Kim Possible.
You want to pay
chat? We want to know. Chat.
Whenever you need me, baby.
Chat.
Call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
Drop the ones that I know. We know we forgot so many. Before I get my last one, drop y'all's right now. Drop them right now because I got mine. I don't care what y'all say. as far as on our list, but drop yours right now. Drop all the things that were in the 90s that no longer exist. We want to talk about the ones that y'all. We want to give it about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Talk about what y'all got, because we definitely want to give y'all some love on this too, because y'all got some good ones. I know that's gonna be good. All right, for me, Flight. The last but not least, I don't know where I want to go with this one, but where I think I'm gonna stick with. Where I think I'm gonna go with this is something that just recently closed down not too long ago. And that is Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Toys R Us. I think I'm getting good value for this pick as the last pick.
Are.
This is like a Brock Purdy kind of pick.
That's a great pick.
Because Toys R Us is one of those stores where it was literally like a wonderland when you went to. It was literally a wonderland. Like, it was, to me, we didn't go to Disney. Toys R Us was like Disney. It was a magical place.
House.
Nothing but toys.
Mm-hmm.
It's different now. I take David to Walmart, where he gotta see bread, he gotta see milk, he gotta see candy, he gotta see onions and bell peppers.
Whatever crazy people in there.
With crazy people, all that before I eventually get to the toys. Toys R Us was a store of nothing but toys. You don't take a kid there unless you're going to buy them something.
Right.
Because if you take a kid there and y'all leave out, you should get CPS called on you.
Absolutely.
I feel that strong about it. What's your take on Toys R Us?
You just like, for what? You told me that if I was good, if I made sure I listened to you, you didn't have to repeat yourself. I was good. I stayed quiet. I ate all my food. You told me you was gonna buy me a toy. Why are you taking me to Toys R Us and I ain't got a toy? They definitely should be taken away. How dare you? How dare you? Toys R Us was a great place, man. Toys R Us.
It was amazing
24-hour
guys. That is that was our draft, y'all. That is our draft right now. Amazing. So let us know who y'all want. We're about to attack this chat, but y'all keep them coming. That was our draft. Let us know who y'all think won. That was an awesome draft. I don't even care who won. You had some good ones. I had some good ones. That was a dope draft. I'm cool with calling the tie.
Facts.
I don't know what the chat thinking. We can go back to competing later. We can go to competing later. But let's see what the chat talking, because they coming in now. Think about house phones.
Grandmother and them still got one.
Really?
Yeah, I call my grandmother on the house phone every day.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You remember? I don't know if you did, but you remember, like, when when you was growing up, you starting to talk to girls and stuff, and you had to call, but you didn't know who was gonna answer on the other end.
Man, yeah.
You didn't know who's going. She was like, call me on this number, and then you had to, hello.
Yeah.
Can I speak to? Can I?
Mm-hmm.
May I speak to Christine, please? Who this? This real from school.
Yeah. Yep.
Chemistry. Bootleg DVD. Y'all know how I feel about bootleg DVDs. Bootleg DVDs that's a good one. That's a darn good one, because bootleg DVDs really dominated the 90s.
Facts.
Well, no, bootleg DVDs is more of a 2000s.
It definitely,
we had
that is more so 2000, because we started, that's barbershops and floppy disk. That was every school had to save it on floppy disk to bring it to a school.
Nah, fact, floppy disk. Steph, I had floppy disk on my list. Like, that's what were some of the ones on your list that you didn't get to?
The old Best Buy stores. If you know, you know. When you walk in and they actually had the music section.
Circuit City?
No, Best Buy actually, like Best Buy. Like Circuit City, like they had it too. But Best Buy, the old Best Buy stores, they had a music section in the front. And then like all the electronics was on the side and in the back, like with the TVs. Best Buys used to have like all like CDs or like records and everything. They even had movies. They had like all of that.
Keep them coming, y'all. Keep them coming. I had Kodak.
Disposable camera.
Yep.
Yep, that's a good one. That's a damn good one. Oh wow. I also had a Game Boy Color.
One of my favorite game systems of all time.
Man, of all time.
One of my
Game Boy Color. And Game Boy Advance when they came out with that.
That's right. That's the one that was my favorite.
Mhm.
Internet Explorer.
Yeah. Shout out Internet Explorer, man.
Shout out Internet Explorer.
That Blue E.
Radio Shack.
Shout out Radio Shack. Shout out Circuit City for sure.
I think.
You remember the sports store Oshman's? Oh man, that's sentimental for me too because my grandfather used to take me there because they used to have a court on the inside. They used to have a court on the inside. I would just go in there and shoot, look at like hoop shoes, but then I would go in there and just.
I go to the one that's still around, Academy. I saw one of the videos I watched, Sports Authority.
Wow. Yeah, I ain't heard of Sports Authority in a minute.
Yeah, I think they went down like in 2017, 18, something like that. Let's see what's voicemail machines. Yep. 106 in Park. Yep. 106 in Park.
The whole, I miss all of the BET. It was like 106 in Park. Then they had like what BET Morning, BET Noon, Uncut. I mean,
shout out to Casey. No responsibility.
I mean, and then on 106 in Park, on the flip side of things, TRL too. Yeah, it was competing. You know what I'm saying? TRL.
Yeah, I know they bringing 106 in Park back, right?
I heard something about that, but I didn't know if that was like.
I forgot who it was supposed to be. Is it Kai? Kai and somebody I forgot, but they're bringing. I think it is Kai. I think it is. I think it is. It's but they're bringing 106 in Park
since Easter this weekend. Payless.
Yeah. Overhead projectors is a good one because I remember overhead you used to have it like the little clear part that you used to have to lay on now.
Yep.
And you can write on it, man. Yeah, man. The manual rolled car window. That is a good one. I remember you.
Great one. Whole workout for sure.
Nah, facts. That's why I be telling people that's where chivalry came from. It didn't come from because men wanted to be nice. It's because these car doors were heavy. It's like an old car door. Yeah, Kiki, that's okay. So I knew but these car doors were heavy. So that's why these men were opening them car doors for women because they were heavy. If they had the beep beep, they would not have been opening up them car doors.
Wow. That is really. I had to look it up. It's coming back sooner than June 2nd.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I had saw.
I've never heard that. This is my first time hearing it.
Well, shout out.
Oh shit.
So what's your thoughts on it real quick? What you got?
That's kind of fire. That's kind of fire. They got two guests that are like, not two guests, but two hosts that are, that's definitely gonna bring in the younger crowd for sure, but also bring back the old crowd with the nostalgia of 106 in Park, like us, our generation. That's dope. It's dope.